afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this sunny Tuesday.
Summer is not over yet.
Sure, nice to see the sun. Yeah, low humidity, beautiful day out there. We'll get to the weather in just a minute, but first, topping our headlines, we talked to a counselor about the shocking murder-suicide from this past weekend, what you should look for in domestic violence victims, and how you can potentially help.
If you plan to vote absentee this fall, you'll want to double-check that you've crossed all of your T's and dotted your I's. Our Will Keneally is standing by to tell you why.
And Queen Elizabeth has returned to London. Her body arrived at Buckingham Palace today. We'll have more on the preparations for her body to lie in state. But first, let's take a look outside. People enjoying the sunshine, taking some pictures of the flowers on the square. Great day in the capital city. Smooth sailing. The weather words. Julian's out in the backyard. Will this continue?
Yes, and it is a gorgeous one for us. As we take a look outside, it's just simply fabulous. It's going to be our word and phrase for the next couple of days, as sunshine and just smooth sailing is really going to be our forecast for us. Now, as we take a look at how we stacked up for today, outside, of course, blue skies, hardly any clouds, if you even saw one throughout the course of our afternoon, especially going into the rest of this evening. Now take a look at how we stacked up for today. Just a tad a bit above normal. 76 degrees, still rather pleasant throughout the course of our Tuesday. Now as we take a look at temperatures around southern Wisconsin, many of us were pretty uniform. Into the mid-70s, the upper 70s, and even around 81 degrees for a Lone Rock. But many of us were still dealing with some nice weather for us, and it's been rather quiet as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we can expect for the rest of this evening. Planning it out, well, you know, it's a good time to be outside. If you're going to be walking the dog or just any kind of outdoor activities, it's definitely going to be a great day for it. Plenty of open sky, and temperatures are going to feel very comfortable throughout the rest of tonight. And speaking of tonight, we're looking at temperatures to hit into the lower 50s as we go in throughout mostly clear conditions and even some fog to develop, and that's what many of us are going to be seeing. Now, a quick look at our traffic. Well, it's pretty smooth along the belt line as of right now, but we do have some slower spots over onto the interstate. Even though it's mainly all green, we do have some backup as well. We'll talk more about the traffic and weather in just a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
Julian, thank you. What ultimately happened to a man and woman in Madison on Sunday, a murder-suicide, is stunning and uncommon.
But counselors in the area say the foundation of what happened is more common than many of us realize.
McKenna Alexander is here today with more about why that is and what you need to know. McKenna?
Yeah, there's a lot of shock around a woman's murder and her husband then stepping in front of a semi on the interstate Sunday afternoon. People who help work through domestic violence issues say we need to turn those emotions into action. Domestic Abuse Intervention Services, or DAYS, is just one of those local resources available here in southern Wisconsin. DAYS' executive director Shannon Berry says sometimes it's tough to know what domestic violence actually looks like and when you should speak up.
Domestic violence, unfortunately, continues to really be a stigmatizing issue for many folks. We also know that domestic violence impacts 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men at some point in their lifetime. So the reality is that it's very common in every community, but you know, even here in Dane County.
Berry also referenced federal statistics that show less than a quarter of domestic violence is ever reported to law enforcement. That means a majority of survivors rely on informal networks of support, such as friends, family, or a community-based program like DAYS. Now again, Madison's Domestic Abuse Intervention Service is available 24/7 to provide confidential help to anyone that is or has been a victim of domestic violence. The number to call is on your screen.
McKenna, important information. Thank you. If you plan to vote absentee this fall, you'll want to double check that you've crossed all your T's and dotted your I's.
Today, a Waukesha County judge declined to postpone his decision on missing information on those ballots.
Will Keneally joins us now to explain what the rule is and what it means for you. Will?
That's right. So say that you're voting absentee. You fold your ballot and place it in the envelope to mail it back. Then you and your witness both have to fill out information on the back, like your address. But say you forgot your zip code. Can the clerk who receives the envelope fill out that information for you? Under the current court order, no. That's what's called a ballot curing. The information would have to be added by the voter themselves or their witness. And the court did not postpone that decision, so it may likely be in place this November. In a few minutes, the Wisconsin Elections Commission is meeting to discuss how to translate that court decision into a guidance for clerks. So what can you do? This is largely a decision that impacts the clerks who receive the ballots, but you can help them out by making sure that your ballot and envelope are completely filled out and accurately. If you have questions, you can contact your municipal clerks.
Will, thank you. Two Madison parents charged in their 11-month-old's death waived a preliminary hearing today in Dane County Court. 25-year-old Derek Hawkins and 32-year-old Kelsey Kinsey, both of Madison, each face a felony charge of neglecting a child where the consequence is death as a party to a crime stemming from the baby's death at Meritor Hospital on July 20th, 2021. Neither of the parents had attorneys in court, and the judge set a status conference for 1 week from today.
Columbia County will soon see changes to some of its bridges with funding coming from the federal government. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation got $80 million from the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, which President Biden signed into law last November. That money will help toward replacing the I-39-90-94 bridge that crosses the Wisconsin River with 2 new bridges. As part of that project, I-39 southbound at the Cascade Mountain Road interchange will have nighttime closures next Monday through Wednesday each night so crews can work on removing the bridge deck.
Madison police are searching for a man who they say attacked a 78-year-old at a Culver's restaurant in Madison. The incident happened at the Culver's on West Beltline Highway, and police say the attacker was not provoked. The suspect is described as 5'7" with a heavier build. He appeared to be in his mid-50s. Anyone with information on the man is asked to call Crime Stoppers. The number is 608-266-6014.
New today, House Democrats are pushing the National Archives to look into whether former President Trump still has U.S. government materials in his possession.
The Department of Justice is also escalating its investigation into the 2020 presidential election.
While former Vice President Mike Pence again weighed in on whether he'd be open to appearing before the House January 6th committee. Skylar Henry has more from Washington.
The Department of Justice appears to be sharply ramping up its investigations into the actions of former President Donald Trump and his supporters surrounding events following the 2020 presidential election. More than 30 people associated with the former president have now received federal grand jury subpoenas, some as recently as last week. The subpoenas branch into 3 different areas: the alleged efforts to submit fake electors to Congress, money raised and spent on alleged attempts to overturn the 2020 presidential election, including by Trump's Save America PAC, and finally into the January 6th Stop the Steal rally.
There's subpoenas for people who worked closely or directly with the former president, and they're focused on issues that I think should make the former president nervous.
As the House Select Committee investigating January 6th determines its next steps, former Vice President Mike Pence was again non-committal when asked if he would be open to giving testimony.
We'll give consideration to any request. We'll give that consideration in light of the unique responsibilities that we have to uphold the constitutional framework.
On Tuesday, the House Oversight Committee asked the National Archives to get personal confirmation from Trump that all presidential records had been surrendered and to see if there are any still unaccounted for. Meanwhile, a Trump-appointed federal judge in Florida has yet to assign an independent special master to review documents seized from the former president's Mar-a-Lago home last month. The Department of Justice has signaled its willingness to accept one of the Trump team's suggestions, federal Judge Raymond Dearie, to fill the role. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
An order from the federal judge in Florida had blocked the Justice Department from using the seized documents for investigative purposes, pending a special master review.
The DOJ has asked the judge to partially lift that order as it relates to classified material. Donald Trump's attorneys urged the judge to keep the order to stay in place.
The former head of security for Twitter testified before the Senate Judiciary Committee over claims the company misled regulators about its ability to protect user accounts. Twitter whistleblower Peter Mudge Zatko detailed his concerns of security and privacy vulnerabilities before senators that could put the social media giant's hundreds of millions of users at risk. Zatko worked as Twitter's head of security for 2 years before he was fired this past January. He alleges his concerns went unheard by the company's leadership, prompting him to go public.
I determined it was necessary to take on the personal and professional risk to myself and to my family
Zadko also testified he warned the company a foreign agent was on the payroll. Zadko's allegations have prompted outrage across both sides of the aisle, especially since the social media giant was ordered by the FTC to better safeguard personal information. Twitter is disputing Zadko's allegations and says it continues to make security and privacy a company-wide priority.
The coffin of the late Queen Elizabeth has arrived in London after lying in rest at a cathedral in Scotland. Crowds surrounding Buckingham Palace cheered as Queen Elizabeth arrived at her official home in London. People have been camping out for days for this historic moment and tomorrow's procession, when the Queen's body will be moved to Westminster Hall. Early this morning, members of UK's armed forces took part in a practice drill.
We have the strongest bond with her. I know every single person on parade feels the same. Everybody wants to be involved and everybody wants to deliver their absolute best.
Earlier in the day, her coffin left St. Giles Cathedral in Scotland, where thousands came to pay tribute. Her daughter, Princess Anne, accompanied her body on the Royal Air Force flight from Edinburgh to London. King Charles III was back at Buckingham Palace to meet his mother's coffin. Queen Elizabeth's body will lie in state for 4 days. Her funeral is scheduled to take place Monday morning.
A local energy entrepreneur is being honored by the Biden administration on Thursday as a uniter. Masood Akhtar, founder and president of We Are Many United Against Hate movement, will be among 21 uniters from across the United States to be honored by President Biden on Thursday during the United We Stand summit at the White House. Akhtar was nominated by U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin.
So I'm very excited to go there and represent our movement, but on the top of that, represent our great state of Wisconsin, that how we work together as one village to make a change when we bring our elected officials, when we bring our students, when we bring former hate groups, all of those people together.
During the summit, the president will recognize the uniters for their efforts in combating hate and violence and fostering unity. The honorees will include bipartisan faith leaders and teachers, police officers and mayors, civic leaders and volunteers, and everyday Americans who hold together their communities and reach across lines to heal communities. Well, kids are now back in school, a perfect time for parents to help steer their young students to success.
We'll get some advice from UW Health's distinguished psychologist, Shyla Murgain, when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, Live at 4.
For a luxurious bathing experience, choose the name you know and trust, Mad City Baths, Wisconsin's award-winning #1 remodeler. Family-owned and operated, we are your trusted local source for custom baths, showers, and walk-in tubs. Installed in as little as 1 day, backed with a double lifetime labor warranty. Brighten up your bathroom. Choose Arctic Ice walls with hopscotch impressions or Platino granite flagstone walls with diamond accents. The only limitation is your imagination. Plus, it's our Upgrade Now, Pay Later event to receive 24 months, no payments and no interest. Senior and military discounts. Get a $250 Mad City gift card with bath or shower purchase. Use it as an instant discount or for future home improvements. Plus, call during this program and save more with half-off labor. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-729-4466. That's 608-729-4466.
If you have advanced non-small cell lung cancer, your first treatment could be a chemo-free combination of 2 immunotherapies that works differently. It could mean a chance to live longer. Opdivo plus Yervoy is for adults newly diagnosed with non-small cell lung cancer that is spread, tests positive for PD-L1, and does not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. Together, Opdivo plus Yervoy helps your immune system launch a response that fights cancer in 2 different ways. Opdivo plus Yervoy equals a chance for more time together, more family time, more time to remember. Opdivo and Yervoy can cause your immune system to harm healthy parts of your body during and after treatment. These problems can be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have a cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, diarrhea, constipation, severe stomach pain, nausea or vomiting, dizziness, fainting, eye problems, extreme tiredness, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, rash, itching, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, flushing or fever. These are not all the possible side effects. Problems can occur together and more often when Opdivo is used with Yervoy. Tell your doctor about all medical conditions, including including immune or nervous system problems, if you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant or received chest radiation. Here's to a chance to live longer. Ask your doctor about the combination of 2 immunotherapies, Opdivo plus Yervoy. Thank you to all those in our clinical trials.
At McGann Furniture and Flooring in Baraboo, we know that hardworking people want the most value for their money. At McGann's, we've already sorted out and selected the brands that we feel offer you the most bang for your buck. From young couples to senior citizens, we offer a huge selection at prices that will fit your budget. And remember, at McGann's, we don't raise prices only to lower them later for a sale. Discover the difference at McGann Furniture and Flooring, downtown Baraboo.
New Salon Pass Lidocaine Flex, a super thin, flexible patch with maximum OTC strength lidocaine that contours to the body to relieve pain right where it hurts. And did we mention it really, really sticks? Salon Pass, it's good medicine.
Well, here's a question. Did you enjoy a big breakfast today?
A new study from the University of Aberdeen shows having a hearty breakfast can help curb hunger cravings throughout the day. This is news. However, researchers found big breakfasts don't help you lose weight. The study looked at 30 people who had big breakfasts for 4 weeks and then big dinners for another 4 weeks. Researchers found no difference in weight loss between the two, but participants reported being less hungry throughout the day after having a hearty meal at the beginning of the day.
That was Shyla's daughter that just sneezed. She's too cute. We're going to meet her in just a second. Amtrak is preemptively suspending service on 3 of its long-range routes due to that looming freight rail strike. Beginning today, trains to Los Angeles, Seattle, and San Francisco won't leave Chicago. The ongoing negotiations do not involve Amtrak or its workforce specifically, but since Amtrak doesn't own the track itself, thousands of miles of travel could be impacted. Friday is the earliest workers could stop services nationwide when a 60-day cooling off period ends.
Pollsters are checking in on Americans 2.5 years into the COVID-19 pandemic. And according to a poll, 80 to 90% of people report having very or somewhat good physical and mental health, emotional well-being, and home lives. More than 80% agree the United States is in a better place now than it was a year ago, though nearly 90% say COVID has changed our lives forever. Despite the positive outlook on physical health, the numbers aren't quite as optimistic for financial health. 78% report their personal finances are in very or somewhat good shape. That could be due to inflation, which soared over the summer.
Speaking of, government data out today reveals that prices rose slightly last month. Consumer prices went up 8.3% in August over last year, but down from the 40-year high in June. Gas prices are about 25 cents cheaper per gallon than they were a month ago, but for many households, that savings is funneled into still high food prices. They're up more than 11%, the highest since 1979. Another rate hike is expected at next week's meeting of the Federal Reserve as the Fed tries to avoid a recession.
And that news sent stocks tumbling. The Dow Industrials fell 1,276 points, landing at 31,104. Do not look at your 401k. The NASDAQ was a disaster, losing 632 points, or over 5%. The S&P 500 fell 177, or over 4%. Yikes. Well, school has started in recent weeks, and it's a great time for parents to reflect on how to step up to a successful school year for the kids.
For many families, this is the first full week of school and a time of transition to new routines.
UW Health distinguished psychologist Dr. Shyla Mergain joins us now to share tips on helping kids, and she should know because this is your new baby. Congratulations.
Hi, Shyla. Good to see you.
It's my 6.5-year-old daughter.
This
who's thrilled for her TV debut. 6.5, yes, month-old daughter who's thrilled for her TV debut.
This is the happiest 6-month-old baby I've ever seen. She is smiling at everyone, especially Uncle Mark. You like
Yeah, she loves you both. Yeah, she's thrilled to be here.
What are you doing? She's looking at all the monitors. She's very aware of her surroundings. So
she is just beautiful, Shyla.
Thank you.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, thanks for having her.
So we're talking about the school year and helping your kids go in the right direction? What are some tips?
Yeah, so the first is to pay attention. You know, I was thinking with my daughter, she's starting her quote-unquote first school year, and we're doing tummy time physical education and English literature with board books and even culinary arts with purees. But, you know, families have just started the school year, so be around, listen, create space to really check in with your child and attune to them. One of the things I've learned with my daughter, when she's crying, I used to go in saying, it's okay, but it wasn't okay. Instead, validate the child's experience by saying, oh, you're sad, I see that, or you're feeling nervous, let's talk about it. And really celebrate it and acknowledge any successes that they're having.
Right, you want to pay attention to the good things and point out the positive, emphasize the positive that your kid, the experiences that your kids are having, right?
Yeah, you really build up kids' sense of self by really acknowledging and reinforcing the things they're doing right. We often think we have to go in and punish and correct, but instead really notice the little things that they're doing that are successes and really acknowledge them and point it out so they can build on that.
But not everybody gets a ribbon, right? I mean, that's, not everything is always good.
Right.
Sometimes you have to acknowledge that there's a problem.
Absolutely, and we can anticipate some of those challenges like bullying or maybe not doing as well on a test and brainstorm with your child ways they can navigate those challenging situations. You might even role play and give them scripts and check in repeatedly to see how they're doing.
Oh, that's a good idea. What are some things parents need to acknowledge when their kids arrive home from school? You have a great acronym for parents to remember.
Yeah, the GLAD technique
Yes.
that I love, and GLAD is an acronym that stands for G is one thing that child is grateful for. You can think about doing this around the dinner table or at night. It could be L, one thing they learned that day in school. A, one thing that they accomplished or achieved. And then the D, one thing that just delighted them that day. So the GLAD technique, grateful, learned, one thing they accomplished or achieved, and then what they delighted in that day.
And so communication is so important.
It is. You know, in order for your child to be open to talking, make sure that you're listening. Sometimes we get into giving advice mode, but just sometimes being quiet and just sitting back and creating space for that child to talk can do wonders in building that connection and fostering that closeness.
She'll be off to school before you know it.
Blink your eye.
Absolutely.
We didn't even need the giraffe.
We didn't.
Oh, there he is. There's the giraffe.
I didn't even ask you. What is your baby's name?
Oh, her name is Elevin Murray and Mergain. Elevin stands for light and brilliance. Murray is a combination of my aunt and my mom's name, Maureen and Rayetta, and then Mergain.
Oh, that's beautiful. I think you stole the show from your mama. I think you did.
I think so.
Yeah,
She's a natural.
So. Oh, congratulations. Thank you for sharing her with everybody. Everybody's been wanting to see her for so long. And your mom is here, too.
My mom is here, too, as our support person, Grandma.
Welcome, Grandma.
Thank you. Congratulations
Thanks
to
for
all of
having
you.
Will you come back soon?
Oh, I think she will.
Yes. What a happy baby.
Wow.
Still to come before a world has to adjust to a new leader of the United Kingdom.
We'll find out what the British people are saying about King Charles and the Queen Consort Camilla coming up after Julian's first warn forecast.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture at Wanakee Furniture ETC, the #1 Smith Brothers dealer in the nation. That's right, per square footage, we sell more Smith Brothers than anyone else. So let our design experts customize a look for you during the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
How would you like to convert your old sit-down bathtub into a modern, spacious walk-in shower? It's more affordable than you may think when you call Mad City Baths. Get a gorgeous, easy-access walk-in shower installed in your existing tub space, or choose a barrier-free shower base for better accessibility. Customize with grab bars, shelves, handhelds, and more. The best part? We install in as little as 1 day. It's a great time to call during our Upgrade Now, Pay Later event. Receive 24 months, no payments and no interest, senior and military discounts. And for a limited time, purchase a new bath or shower and receive a $250 Mad City gift card. Use it as an instant discount or apply it to future home improvements. And be sure you call during this program to get extra savings with half-off labor. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-729-4466. That's 608-729-4466.
The Socialist Squad led the charge to defund the police and eliminate bail for dangerous felons. Now violent crime is surging in Wisconsin.
More people have been killed in Milwaukee this year than in any previous year.
Mandela Barnes attacked the Kenosha police and incited more violence.
The officer's deadly actions attempted to take a person's life in broad daylight. This felt like some sort of vendetta.
Mandela Barnes, dangerously liberal on crime.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Like an eagle protects his head.
We all need a rock we can rely on. To be strong. To overcome anything. To be unstoppable. That's why millions rely on the strength and financial guidance of Prudential to achieve their dreams. Who's your rock?
First, we found out that radical Tim Michael supports Wisconsin's 1849 abortion ban.
But you wouldn't support exceptions for rape or incest?
That's correct. Now we found out his foundation funds a group working to outlaw birth control and ban abortion, even to save the life of the mother. And his family foundation funds a group that uses cell phone data to track women if they go to abortion centers. Vote no on radical Tim Michaels.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture at Wanakee Furniture ETC, the #1 Smith Brothers dealer in the nation. That's right, per square footage, we sell more Smith Brothers than anyone else. So let our design experts customize a look for you during the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
Take a look at this. They say everything's bigger in Texas, and that seems to apply even to wildlife. Tim Damaris is used to gathering up gators, but this nearly 11-foot reptile even caught him off guard. He was called in by Fort Bend County officials with a referral from the Texas Parks and Wildlife. He expertly harnessed the giant gator, and with the aid of a tow truck, it's see you later, alligator.
Oh, my God.
11 foot.
That thing is huge.
That's bigger than a basketball hoop.
Yeah, right.
Oh, gosh.
Well, today is a day to celebrate one of the most versatile nuts of them all, the peanut.
You're not allergic, are you?
I am not.
Okay, well, then we can
have some.
We can proceed.
September 13th, National Peanut Day. Peanuts aren't actually a nut. They're legumes, fall in the same family as peas and beans, but they grow underground like potatoes. They weren't popular as food until the South's cotton crop was decimated by pests in the early 20th century. Dr. George Washington Carver, a black scientist and inventor, was researching peanuts and encouraged farmers to grow them. Peanuts pack a ton of protein and can be found in desserts and savory dishes, or just enjoy by themselves.
I love them in ice cream or like have dessert.
Yeah.
Like a chocolate brownie, peanut butter.
Ooh, see, we were destined to be friends.
President Carter was a peanut farmer.
Yeah, that's right.
Still is, I think.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
These are good.
He's still around.
Enjoy.
Oh, I'm enjoying
Maybe sit outside today and enjoy them.
Oh.
Beautiful day.
Absolutely, Susan. Folks, it is going to be one of the best few days that we're going to be having for the next stretch. And we're going to talk about why coming up with the first one forecast after the break.
Wells Asphalt Paving, expert paving for over 40 years. Now offering $250 off your asphalt paving project for residential and commercial. From new construction to replacements. Call today and save at Wells Asphalt Paving.
The shower is great.
The quality and, lifetime warranty.
They tell you right away, they'll do it one day.
And after the finished product, you're like, wow, this is amazing.
Mad City has more than 50,000 satisfied customers and an A+ rating with the BBB. We can replace your old, outdated bathtub with a beautiful walk-in shower like this, or new walk-in tub with relaxing hydrotherapy installed in as little as 1 day. It's our Upgrade Now, Pay Later event. Purchase a new bath or shower and pay later with 24 months, no payments, and no interest. Senior and military discounts. Plus, you'll get a $250 Mad City gift card to apply as an instant discount or for future home improvements. And for more savings, call during this program for half-off labor. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-729-4466. That's 608-729-4466.
The 2023 Ford F-150 trucks are coming, meaning more ways to haul, tow,
go and do. And with more ways than ever to make it your own. Plus, if you order now, you'll lock in your price and lock in your rate. Do more in a 2023 Ford F-150. Custom order yours today. Lock in 2.9 for $60 and get $500 retail order bonus cash when you order a Ford F-150. Only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
Look, we knew the other side would make up lies about me to scare you. Now they're claiming I want to defund the police and abolish ICE. That's a lie. I'll make sure our police have the resources and training they need to keep our community safe. And that our communities have the resources to stop crime before it happens. I'll bring back manufacturing. And I'll pass a middle-class tax cut. And if that's too scary for Washington, then so be it. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Wells Asphalt Paving, expert paving for over 40 years. Now offering $250 off your asphalt paving project. For residential and commercial, from new construction to replacements. Call today and save at Wells Asphalt Paving.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
And we're going to start things off with the 3 things you're going to need to know. Well, if you enjoyed today, we're going to enjoy the rest of the week as well, because we're looking at temperatures to really hold firm into the mild side, and on top of it, plenty of sunshine right behind it. If you're going in throughout the next couple of days, though, our mornings may have a couple of patchy fog areas, especially for tomorrow. But outside of that, things are going to be pretty smooth for us until we get into the weekend, where we are looking at a return of some storm chances for us here in southern Wisconsin. But let's go ahead and plan out tonight. We're going to be seeing the temperatures throughout the evening hours into the lower 70s and 60s, but then overnight we're going to drop into some real cool conditions once again. Lower 50s here in Madison, for Janesville, and for Platteville as well. And our friends just to the northwest, we can see for Black River Falls and to Camp Douglas into the upper 40s once again. So nice cool conditions are going to hold firm throughout southern Wisconsin. Planning out tomorrow, we're going to be seeing those temperatures once again into the mild 70s, so it's going to be another nice day for us. Now, let's take a look at the surface map. This is what we're going to be seeing for us. A weak cold front will start to advance overnight, which will drop our temperatures into those lower 40s, or excuse me, lower 50s and 40s for some areas. But the high pressure system is going to hold firm into the upper Midwest, but it's going to keep things rather dry for us over the next few days. So enjoy the warmth and enjoy the dry while we have it. So we're looking at planning out the rest of tonight. Again, temperatures are going to fall into the 60s by the time we get into the overnight hours. We're going to be up into the upper 50s for many of us, low 50s by the time we head out the door for tomorrow. So as you're getting out ready for work, or if you're taking the kids to school, it's going to be a nice cool one. Might need a light jacket once again. We'll see a couple of clouds and some areas of patchy fog, but overall things are going to be rather quiet and pretty smooth. Getting into our Wednesday lunchtime, temperatures will warm up into the lower 70s, when we'll start to see a couple of 60s for some areas. But overall, it's going to be another pleasant afternoon for us. But we are still looking at a shot of seeing some of that smoke starting to roll its way in from the wildfires over towards the west, advancing into the upper Midwest for us. So we could see some hazy conditions for us going into our Wednesday evening outside of the small amount of cloud cover that we're looking to see in our skies. Now, as we get into our Wednesday night, still going to be looking at some hazy conditions to stick around for us. So for the sensitive subjects of us who, don't really do well with smoke, just be aware that we may have some in our atmosphere going into tomorrow. Now, let's take a look at what we're going to be seeing for us. The smoke in itself is going to start to advance overnight, but really not have too much of a factor until we get into our Wednesday afternoon. Then we'll start to see the smoke once again really start to hold firm for us. Again, though, we are looking for a shot of seeing some rain starting to roll its way in around Saturday afternoon, potentially Saturday night as well. And that's what we're going to be watching for, is the chance of the rain and storms to roll back into our forecast. But outside of that, the next few days are going to be rather pleasant, honestly. We're going to be seeing temperatures again into the 70s. We're going to gradually warm up into the lower 80s by the time we get into Friday. And then for Saturday and Sunday are our best shots for us to see some storm chances that could lead into Monday. But as of right now, nothing overly widespread. We could get a nice little dose of some rain for our weekend for like the 4th time in a row.
Yeah, right.
More than that.
Timing is everything.
But that forecast is smoking.
Yeah. That's a good one, Mark. We'll give you that one.
Tip your waiter. Thank you, Julian.
Thank you, Julian. Well, two series, one a feel-good show about a struggling soccer team and the other about an odd cast of characters staying at a luxury hotel resort, took the most honors at the 74th Emmy Awards.
The White Lotus delivered 10 Emmys for HBO. The dark ensemble comedy about a desperate group of vacationers snagged trophies for Best Limited Series, Directing and Writing, and for the second straight year, Apple TV's Ted Lasso won the Emmy for Best Comedy Series. Despite taking a darker turn during his sophomore season, Jason Sudeikis was named lead actor for the second year running as the affable American soccer coach Ted Lasso.
Thank you so much for the people that watch this show and dig it as much as we dig making it.
HBO Succession went in with 25 nominations. It won for Best Drama Series, Writing, and Best Supporting Actor. Netflix's dystopian drama Squid Game earned Emmys for its director and lead actor. Veteran actor Michael Keaton won his first Emmy for lead actor for his role as a doctor in Hulu's Dope Sick, which takes a deep dive into the opioid crisis. Amanda Seyfried was named Best Lead Actress for her role as Elizabeth Holmes in The Dropout, and it was a big night for Big Girls. Lizzo's reality series Watch Out for the Big Girls was named Best Competition Show. A lot of big winners there.
Great dresses last night, too.
It was. It's fun to watch. Well, King Charles traveled to Northern Ireland this morning with Camilla, the new Queen consort.
She has been by his side throughout the mourning period, playing a role that many people may have denied her in the past.
Roxana Sabera is at Windsor Castle Hall outside of London with more on the public acceptance of the Queen consort.
The United Kingdom is getting more than just a new king. It's also getting a new queen consort, that is.
I know she will bring to the demands of her new role the steadfast devotion to duty on which I have come to rely so much.
Julian Payne was the couple's communications secretary for 6 years.
What role do you think Camilla will play for the king?
She's a balancing act. What that means is she's got a real sense of what normality is and how to translate that and bring that into this quite rarefied atmosphere.
It's a remarkable rise for a woman who was once one of the most derided figures in Britain.
She was public enemy #1 here. Incredibly unpopular media coverage she had here.
27 years ago, Camilla Parker Bowles was considered the other woman Princess Diana blamed for the breakup of her marriage.
There were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
The BBC later apologized for the way that now infamous 1995 interview was obtained, but Diana's words still stung. Charles was said to have been smitten as soon as he met Camilla in the 1970s. They each married others but remained close. Later, both couples famously divorced, and with Diana's death in 1997, Camilla's popularity plummeted even more. Gradually, Charles and Camilla stepped back out in public.
Did you get down on one knee to propose?
By the time they married in 2005, thousands of royal fans lined the streets of Windsor. In pop culture and to much of the public, Camilla's image as the maligned mistress remained.
What we both want and what we can actually do are not the same thing.
But recent polls suggest she's slowly warming hearts.
People have started to see the person behind the headlines. She was firmly of the view that you should meet me and you should judge me on how you find me and on the work that I do.
Camilla has championed her own causes, like supporting victims of domestic abuse.
How many more women must be harassed, raped, or murdered?
It also helped that earlier this year, Queen Elizabeth announced that the Duchess of Cornwall should one day take the title of Queen Consort.
It was unbelievably brilliant move by the Queen to do that, just tidying up all the loose ends before she went.
And so this weekend outside Buckingham Palace, some people told us their views on the Queen Consort are evolving.
I think she'll be amazing. Yeah. She will be his rock, like Prince Philip was the Queen's rock.
In a Vogue UK article earlier this year, Camilla said the decades of public scrutiny have not been easy, but she's tried to get on with life. The 75-year-old will now get on as Queen Consort, her main role to support her husband, the King. Roxana Saberi, CBS News, Windsor.
Interesting.
Yes.
A lot of pomp and circumstance.
Nobody does it better. Right.
Well, coming up next year on Live at 4, Consumer Reports helps us decide what's better, making baby food yourself or buying it from the store.
And then coming up next hour at 5, there are not enough humans to take care of all the animals. Our Tahalil Moeddin tells us about the local shortage of veterinarians. Coming up tonight at 5.
At iMart Express, you'll save on glasses for classes. For $79, get 2 pairs with kid-safe polycarbonate lenses and a free 1-year frame warranty. Don't let the bell ring before you get a chance to save. A $200 value, all for $79.
If cleaning your old bath or shower is back-breaking work and you're tired of unsightly spots and stained grout, it's time to call Mad City Baths. All of our baths and showers are infused with Microban antimicrobial protection, so they remain clean, fresh, and free of mold and mildew. Our installers are experts in their field and pay close attention to detail, performing a full job site cleanup. Just another reason homeowners love Mad City Baths. We install in as little as 1 day, but time's running out to call. It's our Upgrade Now, Pay Later event. Receive 24 months, no payments, and no interest. Senior and military discounts. And receive a $250 Mad City gift card with bath or shower purchase. Use it as an instant discount or for future home improvements. And last chance to call during this program for additional savings with half-off labor. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-729-4466. That's 608-729-4466.
Do you suffer from chronic or severe back or neck pain? Did you know that there's now a treatment method available right here at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center that offers hope of avoiding spinal surgery for those suffering with bulging, herniated, or degenerative discs? Our therapies help reduce pain related to these conditions and have a high success rate in helping people just like you avoid back or neck surgery.
I've experienced low back pain for over 15 years. I had back surgery when I was 26 and had difficulties recovering. The doctors at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center have given me a new lease on life. I am now able to enjoy an active, pain-free lifestyle.
Call Midwest Spine and Nerve Center now to schedule a no-obligation consultation to see if our progressive pain-relieving therapies are right for you.
Express owns selection, price, and speed. Need single vision? Get 2 pairs starting under $40. Progressives, 2 pairs start under $80. Nobody beats us, guaranteed. iMart Express. Right glasses, right price, right now.
New at 5, prior to the overdose of a baby, Child Protective Services were contacted 8 times. News 3 Now looks into the circumstances surrounding the infant's death and CPS's response.
And we have smooth sailing heading into our nightly hours. We'll take a look at what else is coming for the rest of the week with a full forecast.
And ahead at 6, after the shocking murder-suicide, we take a closer look at the complexity of domestic violence and the resources that everyone should know. That's tonight at 6.
Give the weather satellite a spin, we end up at Buckingham Palace. 61 degrees and raining. 6 hours ahead, so it's what?
11 o'clock at night there?
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's still beautiful.
Numbers are hard.
Yeah.
Homemade versus store-bought baby food. Which is safer? The answer might surprise you.
Consumer Reports dug deep into a new report to help parents feed their kids with the healthiest and safest foods possible.
Charlotte Deleste tells us more.
Alondra Alberti loves making her own baby food for her 6-month-old daughter, Rain.
I'm a first-time mom, and I really wanted to feel more connected to my baby.
She also trusts what she makes more than store-bought baby food.
I worry about what's in store baby food all the time because I just don't know what to trust, what's in the soil where that product is being raised.
But according to a new report from Healthy Babies Bright Futures, homemade baby food might pose the same problems as store-bought.
When it comes to detectable levels of heavy metals, the report found that homemade baby food is no safer than store-bought.
Those heavy metals include lead, arsenic, cadmium, and mercury. The biggest offender, foods made from rice, like rice puffs and rice cereals.
While heavy metals naturally exist in the environment, most metals in food come from farming practices or industrial pollution, and certain ingredients like rice or spinach are more likely to absorb certain metals.
Exposure to heavy metals in children has been linked to behavioral issues, lowered IQs, and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. The Food and Drug Administration has announced plans to set limits on metals in certain foods. But until that takes effect, there are ways for parents to keep their children's food safe.
Variety is key. Try to make sure your kids eat a healthy variety of foods.
Which is why Alondra makes sure to feed Rain a healthy variety of fruits and vegetables like broccoli, avocados, and sweet potatoes.
She loves sweet potatoes, so what I do is that I mix sweet potato with a little bit of raspberries.
Focus on meals made with foods that tend to have lower levels of heavy metals, such as bananas, oranges, eggs, and meats. In addition, eat fresh or frozen fruits instead of canned. Replace infant rice cereal with infant oatmeal, peel sweet potatoes and carrots to lower heavy metal levels, and offer tap water instead of fruit juices. For Consumer Reports, I'm Charlotte Deleste.
There you go.
Great advice.
If you're used to giving your kids rice puffs as a snack, Consumer Reports recommends offering your kids applesauce, fruit, yogurt, or cheese instead.
Very interesting.
Still to come before, the new COVID boosters are now available.
We'll find out who should get the new vaccine and who shouldn't when Live at 4 continues.
My husband said to give our house more curb appeal, so I started painting. Then I went on Google and looked up the meaning of curb appeal. It said to make it more nicer. So I called Replacement Window Center, and they put in new replacement windows.
Get free installation and 0% financing for 18 months. Free installation and 0% financing. Hurry, call now.
Replacement Window Center. Our name says it all.
For over 40 years, RSVP, the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program, has been enriching lives in Dane County.
Both the Madison Senior Center and RSVP serve older adults and are looking to help older adults stay connected to the community. The RSVP Bus Buddy program brings adults to the Madison Senior Center to participate in events like our Health and Resource Fair.
It's a wonderful feeling because so many of these people were scared to get on a bus. They said, I don't know where to put the money in. I don't know how to catch the bus. I don't know where to go. I had one woman who told me just because I showed her how to get on the bus and go out to Easttown and walk around, she said she felt like she was going to the state fair. And so this was total independence for her, just to go out there and walk around and see people and have a cup of coffee.
Tom, why was it that you wanted to get involved in the Bus Buddy program?
Well, I'm a relatively new resident to Madison here, so I didn't know. I wanted to find out about all the nice places in Madison. I got the Bus Buddy sheet listing where we'd be going. They all sounded absolutely fantastic. I signed up for them all. Take me everywhere. But the one place we went I especially liked was Allen Garden in the university area. It's like a miniature Olbrich. It's the cutest, sweetest, loveliest little garden you ever saw in your life.
Look at the joy that this program brings to people. Thank you so much. RSVP of Dane County, where volunteers make a difference. I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed into Madison.
First, we found out that Radical Tim Michaels supports Wisconsin's 1849 abortion ban.
But you wouldn't support exceptions for rape or incest?
That's correct. Now we found out his foundation funds a group working to outlaw birth control and ban abortion, even to save the life of the mother. And his family foundation funds a group that uses cell phone data to track women if they go to abortion centers. Vote no on Radical Tim Michaels.
And And let's go ahead and take a quick look at our traffic. Pretty smooth along the Beltline. However, we do have a disabled vehicle on northbound on I-39, so you might expect a couple of slow spots, but right now it's smooth as butter as we're all green. That's going to do it for our traffic. Let's go ahead and send it to you guys.
All right, Julian, thank you. The first doses of a new COVID booster are being given out and are available locally now.
The new shots for most people 12 and older are designed to target the highly contagious Omicron variant.
Should you plan to get one, UW Health's Dr. Bill Hartman joins us. Welcome back to the program.
Hi, Dr. Hartman. Good to see you.
You too. Thank you.
So Moderna is for 18 and over, and the Pfizer is for 12 and over.
That's correct. And that's how they had submitted their applications to be reviewed by the FDA, and that's how the FDA and the CDC has approved them. So for people over 12, they can get Pfizer. People over 18, they can get Pfizer or Moderna.
The updated booster is a bivalent vaccine. Can you explain what that means?
Sure. So the vaccine is made up of actually 3 different components. One component is the original vaccine, and then the other half of the vaccine is RNA for the spike protein in the BA5 and the BA4 Omicron variants. And so what it does is it helps you generate a broader spectrum of antibodies to both the original form of COVID, which is still very good at fighting off serious disease, hospitalization, and death, but then also giving you immunity to the Omicron variants that are prevalent in the United States.
And you have to have gotten the original 2-dose shot from a year ago in order to get this one. Is that correct?
Correct. And I think that's part of going to be the new COVID vaccine speak, if you will. That, you know, have you got your original series and have you had the bivalent booster? I think that those two things together really are going to give us the best protection right now that we have against COVID-19.
If you've had COVID recently, how long should you wait before you get this booster?
Typically, the immunity that you get from having a COVID infection is pretty good for probably around 3 months. And so toward the end of that 3-month period, that's when you should consider going and getting your booster shot.
And let's not forget the flu shot.
Oh, right.
Right. It's predicted to be a pretty tough flu season. And so make sure that you get your flu shot so we can keep you out of the hospital there. The goal really, too, is to keep the kids in the schools as much as we can. So get them their flu shot and their COVID and COVID booster.
All right, roll up your sleeves. It's that time of the year. Doctor, thanks for being with us. Great information.
Thank you, Dr. Hartman. We appreciate your time.
And if you want a COVID booster, there's a good opportunity tomorrow.
A free vaccine clinic will be held tomorrow at Madison College. SSM Health is working with Newhauser Pharmacy, the Cap Times, and Madison College to host the free clinic. It's tomorrow from 3 to 7 p.m. at Madison College's Goodman South campus on Perry Street. Walk-in appointments are available, but you can schedule an appointment, and it's recommended online at IdeaFest Vaccine Clinic registration.
I like that, Idea Fest.
Yeah, it's part of the Cap Times Idea Fest, right.
All right, we'll be back with a final check of your forecast.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and
Fur, you won't faze me. Unlike Zyrtec, Allegra won't make me drowsy.
Allegra starts working 2 times faster than Claritin. So take Allegra before allergy symptoms take over you.
And new Allegra Hives works from the inside to relieve itching and reduce hives for 24 hours.
Eyes require a certain kind of care. As a family-owned optical company for over 40 years, Wisconsin Vision knows firsthand just how important your eyes are. That's why our doctors and staff are highly skilled and passionate in their roles. It's why our centers offer a large selection of eyewear suitable for all lifestyles, and it's why our Lens Lab is state-of-the-art, conveniently located right here in Wisconsin.
Ask about our Designer Kids package or free lens upgrade. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
Dear Senator Johnson, living on a fixed income, it's a struggle. I
paid into Social Security and Medicare every paycheck. So it was a slap in the face when you voted to weaken Medicare. That would increase out-of-pocket costs. And when you wanted to let Wall Street gamble with Social Security, Senator Johnson, you look out for yourself and your fat cat donors, but have forgotten about us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
A baby dies from an overdose. News 3 Now investigates the circumstances surrounding the death and asks what Child Protective Services knew of the situation. Then, to create a more transparent and uniform system, the Wisconsin Elections Commission outlines guidelines for curing ballots.
News 3 Now Sports brings you the Badger Blueprint. Join us every week for an exclusive look at Wisconsin football. From the practice field to the locker room, the game day previews and highlights. Badger Blueprint, Wednesdays only on News 3 Now at 10.
Well, lovely weather we are having, but we got to talk about a few things you need to know coming up at 5.
Look, we knew the other side would make up lies about me to scare you. Now they're claiming I want to defund the police and abolish ICE. That's a lie. I'll make sure our police have the resources and training they need to keep our communities safe. And that our communities have the resources to stop crime before it happens. I'll bring back manufacturing. And I'll pass a middle-class tax cut. And if that's too scary for Washington, then so be it. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Exciting things call for a drum roll, like this new offer on one of Wisconsin's favorite lotto games. It's Badger 5 Double Jackpot Days. If a jackpot is won, there's a 1 in 2 chance that it doubles. This offer is included with every Badger 5 purchase, only in September. This exciting offer from the Wisconsin Lottery is going fast.
At TSR, we transform your old, beat-up concrete into a beautiful, durable surface in one day. Hi, I'm Joey with TSR Concrete Coatings. We specialize in garages, patios, pool decks, basements, and more. We don't just coat over your old concrete. We start by grinding it down, then we apply the base coat and chip and seal it with our own proprietary sealant that will never chip or peel. Our coatings are beautiful, durable, ridiculously easy to clean, and are backed by our exclusive lifetime warranty. Our in-house team is ready to answer any questions that you have before and after the install. And right now on all projects, we're offering 15% off. Call the number shown below or visit our website for your new floor today.
My husband said to give our house more curb appeal, so I started painting. Then I went on Google and looked up the meaning of curb appeal. It said to make it more nicer. So I called Replacement Window Center, and they put in new replacement windows.
Get free installation and 0% financing for 18 months. Free installation and 0% financing. Hurry, call now.
Replacement Window Center. Our name says it all.
In today's Final Touch, a bucking bull meets its match in a 9-year-old thrill seeker.
And the kid becomes a world champion in the process. A fearless New Mexico kid is taking the bull riding world by storm after becoming a world champion at the age of just 9. Parker Hook says he's been wanting to ride bulls since he first saw the sport when he was a toddler. He says he likes dangerous sports. Well, it's pretty clear Parker shows no fear. After training on sheep and small calves, he moved on to small bulls and finally let her rip, taking the top prize at the Youth Bull Rider World Finals in Texas, which earned him some bull riding belt buckling bling that his mom says he is not allowed to wear to school. So I guess there are limits to Parker's fearlessness. That's our time for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here again tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.